my swim time. Gonna bust up your behind. This is my swim time. Gonna mess up your whole mind. This is my swim time. Gonna bust up your behind. This is my swim time. Gonna mess up your whole mind.
Welcome to Work the Left Side. I'm hyped to announce tonight's guest. I am joined by Mr. Marshall Warner. How are we doing, buddy? You good?
I am very good. I've waited for this for quite a while, thanks to said people. But no, I'm quite excited, kind of just to show the real me, I guess. But like, kind of still just talk wrestling and just everything that's going on, because I feel like I haven't really had the chance to kind of not really elevate myself, but like just get what I want out there and what I want people to know.
Yeah, no, that's it. I mean, elevate yourself, dude. Get your side out, get what you want, what you're doing, where you've been, where you're going to be going, kind of thing. What you got in the pipelines. That's the point, mate. It's just to kind of give you something to, hype you up. Basically, I'm going to blow smoke up your arse for the next hour and hype you up, make you out to be very, very awesome, which you are.
I am awesome. That is correct.
I'm going to jump straight to it because I'm sure there's somebody that would disagree. I've got to mention him straight off the bat because people will be wanting to hear about it. You and Jebus, mate, what's the beef? What's the issue?
Where do I start?
Just like
thing.
You just resent the reels, or is it just like an invasion of privacy or something? I don't know.
Do you know what? I appreciate the reels. And do you know what I find really funny is the fact that even after all this, he still makes reels, because I think secretly he has just that little soft spot for me. But the fact is, I can't stand him. I can't stand the guy. He's one of them people that just wants to get himself into the wrestling world. He wants to get in with the fans. He wants to make himself look like the best, and everyone's like, "Oh, give me a reel, give me a reel." I don't care. You can make reels for me all you want. I mean, his reels and what he's done has got me bookings. So thanks for that. But, at the end of the day, if you're going to disrespect me and you're going to make me look like a fool in front of people I know and, a live crowd, you're going to pay for it. Simple as that.
That was a solid punch as well. I mean, it went over a few times. It was unexpected when I saw the footage of it, and obviously it happened at a Pursuit in-house show. So
there weren't a bigger crowd.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where it goes. Kind of thing. I must admit, I did pop for the face-to-face photo. I think I've used it to hype this episode up as well. In fairness, it's just like something freaking like Creed or freaking Gladiator or something like that. Where you just got the face-to-face. So I'm just waiting for something to come from it, or whether somebody fights Jebus as corner for him, or I don't know, whether the man starts training and you get some montage reels of Jebus running laps. I don't know. That'd be quite interesting.
Maybe one day, if he ever decides to get off his arse and actually train, then maybe we could have a match. But who knows what'll happen? All I can say is it's not near the end yet.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll keep my eyes peeled. I'll keep everybody updated in case they miss it. But we just mentioned Pursuit. Obviously, the punch happened at a Pursuit in-house show. I'll tick the generic box. Let's get it out of the way. What made you get into wrestling? What made you take them first steps through the doors to the training school?
God, I mean, I'm sure everyone's probably said this before, but as a kid growing up, you always watched WWE. Like, my mum never understood. Like, my sister never understood. But my mum and my great auntie, they used to take me to see the WWE live shows, like back in 2010, like things like that. Then I loved it. Like, I just couldn't get enough for it. And then there came a time where I think I kind of grew out of that young kid stage, and then I just kind of stopped watching it like a lot of people do. And then I don't know, it was like, because I lived in Nottingham for a bit back in 2021. And then I came back started a new job, and then I thought I need to do more, and then everything just clicked. Like I didn't have to think about it for long. Like something just kind of went, you need to go do wrestling. So I started watching it again. I didn't get into it straight away. Um, I was watching it probably about end of 2022, about that time. And then I was just like, you know what? I may as well do it, Anna. What have I got to lose? I'm the most athletic person in the world. Like, my athleticism is insane. So why can't I? And I've proven that. 5 million plus people have seen me prove that.
Was that on the rope to rope moonsault?
Absolutely.
That was unreal. I shared that on my story. I think that is my most viewed story ever on Instagram. It was mental.
Of course it would be. I mean, it was weird because at the time, like, we were just we were practicing the Logan Paul moonsault from SummerSlam. And then Liam Slater, he was doing this rope to rope thing, and then I thought, I see a double springboard moonsault here. And then I said to Nathan, I was like, right, let's do this. And he was like, okay, let's go. And then yeah, we just did it. But because I'm such a perfectionist, we did one, and I didn't like it because I took like a millisecond longer on that second rope, and it just looked shabby. So we did it again. And that's how sick I am.
Twice. Not just once, but twice.
Yeah, for everyone on Instagram, for everyone on that comment section that were like, Logan Paul did it better. No, it weren't even that good. Twice. Yes, twice.
Dude, I'm curious though, sort of, did you participate in the how long you could stand on the top rope challenge for? I did see how long were you able to get your balance and kind of just right
Well,
out?
as you can see, I didn't make the reel.
Was it too good? Did you put everybody else to shame, or was it just not good enough? The time you lasted like 40 seconds, aren't you? You absolutely smashed it. You just made everybody else look bad.
I wish. I literally stood on there for about 2 seconds. It was awful. It was really bad. I was like, proper hyped myself up. I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be easy. And then I stood there and I was like,
should have just agreed with my first one doing it like, yeah, mate, 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Completely.
But I can still do a double springboard moonsault, so that's fine.
But you know what? That's good backup. So yeah, obviously, you've got the athleticism then. So was Pursuit the school? Did you hear about it through the grapevine? Did you sort of Google, wrestling schools near you? Was it word of mouth? What kind of prompted you to? Anybody who knows me knows, my admiration for Pursuit and anybody who goes to Pursuit. So, for me, you've picked wisely. But was it the first choice? How did you come about it?
Google straight off the bat. Like, unfortunately, I don't think there's enough wrestling schools in the country. But then again, it's not like a majorly bad thing because like PPW's got a massive name, like huge. Everyone knows who they are. They're constantly collaborating with other people. There's opportunities for us constantly. But at the time of me joining, I didn't really know that. I just wanted a base ground to start at. And then obviously, the more I've got involved with them, the more I've been like, damn, these guys are big. Like I honestly hope one day these guys are working with like TNA, AEW, WWE. Obviously you've got Red Pro, you've got Progress, they work closely, but that's what PPW needs to be. And I think it has the great potential for that.
Definitely got eyes on the product because, like you said, the social media game is so on point. It's unreal. Like you said, about the 5 million views for the double jump moonsault kind of thing. That's the reels get numbers. And I think that's why, even though people tend to forget sometimes, it's a school because it's got such a high level of eyes on it kind of thing. It's got such a basis. I can't think of the word. But it's got that exposure. It's got that kind of social media exposure to like millions of people. It's very cool to see it have that collaboration with different companies, different countries. Like I say, Second Pursuit's coming up this weekend, and you've got so many people coming in from other places from relationships that they've built, and that's what they're able to do. So yeah, I'm with you there. I think it's just got to go from strength to strength, and it's not going to be long for me before you, like say, TNA, AEW. realistically look at it and be like, that's a good source of talent for the future.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you've got Leon Slater. Like he does our fundamental sessions on Wednesdays. He's in TNA. The kid was 19 when he got signed by TNA. Like it says a lot about the place we train at.
I'm thinking though, dude, with your athleticism, it's not going to be too long before we sort of see. Obviously, you got the SwanCon 450. Innovation. Mr. Slater, I'm waiting to see what Mr. Warner comes up with. I'm waiting for a Swanton freaking 640 or something. I don't know. Whatever's
Damn.
either double leap moonsault first into a 640. Rotate. There you go.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, like I've been wanting to do a variation of it, like because the more I see the video of the double springboard, the more I get bored of it, and the more I'm like, right, what if I do the double springboard and
Rotation.
then get just crazy acrobatic stuff? Like I'd love to just do the springboard and then just spin through the air and just absolutely pile drive through people.
Rotation 450 into a Canadian destroyer.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
It's out there now. It's in the universe. I'm just going to wait for it to manifest itself.
I mean, someone, in fact, no, someone actually commented on the video. They were like, "Can you do the spring to the other rope doing a 360 spin?" So spring 360 spin, moonsault, and I was like, "Absolutely, yeah." Obviously, I've not done it yet, but it's definitely in the back of my mind.
No, that's it. Oh, mate, it's just, and if you do the 3, what's the then stop you from doing the 4?
I could just go all the way around.
Dude, forget coast to coast. This is like freaking continent to continent to continent to continent. Gosh.
Absolutely.
Dude. We're joking about it, but you know what? If I could give it 2 or 3 years or something, and it's just the evolution of just the absurd stuff that people are able to do or try. Even the fact that we're thinking about it and talking about it, it's just like, you know what? Give it several years, and I wouldn't surprise me if somebody's got it down.
Absolutely, yeah.
Hopefully, you do, but it's out there. I'm sure you're not the only person who's been like, I think that's doable.
Oh yeah, I mean, soon enough, I expect Logan Paul to be doing that on a pay-per-view.
Fuck Logan Paul. Fuck him in his prime. I'm a monster guy. Sub prime.
No, yeah, sub prime. Horrible drink.
Only prime I'm interested in is Amazon Prime. That was cheesy. I apologise for that one. I will get a taxi and be gone. But no, so you say you got back into wrestling then just before you started wrestling, kind of thing. So, what was did you just jump straight back into the WWE, or did you was it New Japan? Was it AEW? Was you watching it? Did you go back into it as a fan, or was it research?
Like I said, I don't know how it kind of happened. It just clicked. Like when something in your mind just clicks, and you're like, you need to go do that. You need to watch that. Get yourself invested. That's exactly what I did. I mean, like when I was younger, I was actually a TNA fan. Like I'd always watch TNA. I wasn't like, obviously I still watched WWE, but TNA was like the one. Like, oh my god, I used to be in love with AJ Styles back in his TNA days. I couldn't get enough. So, but yeah, there wasn't really a kind of anything that happened. It just clicked and it just happened.
I'm just thinking, like, obviously, TNA, for me, I love TNA back in the day, but it was free on Bravo. That's like I had more access to it than WWE, so I kind of grew to love it for that reason. But yeah, Christopher Daniels, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, those 3 guys, and the X Division back in the day, it kind of became must-see television. But for me, like, the sort of stuff you're looking at, the sort of stuff you're even thinking about, that's that's like AEW all over. That's like Ricochet or Osprey or Pac. Talking to guys who kind of innovate those kind of moves. I don't know. Are you kind of scoping that stuff out as well and seeing what other people are doing?
I am. I always say this. I'm a very big fan of Ricochet. I definitely study his moveset a lot. Like, and I think now in AEW, I think that would be a lot easier. I think he's going to have a lot more freedom did what he wants. But it's just like Will Ospreay as well. Like I look at him and I'm like, oh my god! Like when it comes to footwork, insane.
But from what I've heard and the amount of people that have mentioned this, you are in the best place for footwork tutoring kind of thing. Heard so many people say about Liam's footwork, and he's kind of very strong on it. He's very obviously, he's one of the best. So
Absolutely,
to me, being under Liam's learning tree, the footwork's going to come naturally to you, kind of thing.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, like watching Liam in the ring, like it's always on point. Footwork, just everything, and he's always telling us footwork, footwork, footwork. Because footwork, you could do a move so perfect, but have bad footwork, so it doesn't have no credibility. If you have the perfect footwork, you're gonna have all the credibility because it looks better and it makes you look clean.
So we'll talk about the rest of the other stuff as well, which I think is going to be crazy helpful, going forward. We talked about it off camera kind of thing, working at Alton Towers, doing what he's doing there. And I think obviously being around people, having that interaction. I think some people get into wrestling and then struggle to, make a connection with the audience, to have that kind of charisma, basically. I think you kind of obviously you can pull on previous experiences. That's just going to help you tenfold.
Yeah, I mean, like before wrestling, like entertainment was still a massive thing for me. Being able to talk publicly in front of people, being able to interact with people. I still get nervous about it, but it's not like a brand new thing to me. Not to kind of shag my own ass or anything. But I've done it a lot. I've done it in front of a lot of people. It's not something that I'm scared of. It's still something that I'm learning, obviously, because in wrestling it's a totally different ball game. It's easy to work at, like in a scare maze as I would for Scarefest, and do what I normally do, which I've done for this year will be my 4th year. But stepping into a ring in a match for your first time, it's like, damn, this is like really different because people that are getting scared aren't going to react the same to someone in a wrestling ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's just that kind of having that confidence of just being around, having eyes on you, kind of thing. I mean, it's like it's different, but the fundamentals are kind of there. You probably be a little bit more confident than somebody, who doesn't have that as a background, kind of thing. It's like I spoke to people where they were in bands before they got into wrestling, so they were kind of used to being on stage and having people looking at them. You know what I mean? Then it kind of pull back when they saw these people in the audience. It's like, oh shit. What are you doing in the Scarefest again? Because that sounds very up my street. I'm interested in that as well.
What am I doing this year?
Or what have you done in general? What's kind of stuff?
What have I done in general?
Yeah.
Oh, so I'll bring you back to 2020. 2020 was the first year I auditioned for Scarefest. Unfortunately, I didn't get it. I was absolutely gutted. Like I'd always said to my mum for years, it's the one place that I want to work at. So when I didn't get it, I was like absolutely heartbroken. And I really hope Kieran watches this and listens to that. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it again. Like I can't get rejected for another audition, so I auditioned again, and then got thanked for coming back. So the dedication was there. I knew that's what I wanted. I weren't going to let one rejection determine, me ever going back or not. And since then, I've done all sorts. I mean, like I said, this will be my 4th year. 2021, I just did Scarefest. 2022, I did all the events throughout the year, except for Christmas. I don't do Christmas. I'm a big fan. 2023, and now 2024. However, I don't know what I'm doing yet, so...
Your eyes peeled. And obviously that's at Alton Towers, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, that sounds awesome.
The 11th of October till the 3rd of November.
What's the general? Obviously, if people are watching this, and be like, right, okay, I'm still don't quite. Was it kind of like? Because I know, obviously, up in Leeds, we've got something called Scaregrounds, which is just like a massive, it's on numerous fields. You just go there, and just random people, scary ass people, kind of chase you, or they have like themed houses or areas. Is it the same sort of thing? Or is it like the scary house at Blackpool kind of thing? Is it sort of just interactive jumps for people?
I have never been to an independent scare park. I've been to Blackpool and been to like the dungeons and stuff like the horror houses and stuff. I'm gonna say no. Like I feel like Merlin, obviously not just Alton Towers, Thorpe Park, Alton Towers, they're very unique. Like the way we get taught, it's not just a case of jumping out and going, oh, we don't do that. There's so many different techniques that you've got to learn, and it's not just about working solo. You can work solo, but being able to work with people like in a scare attraction is so important because like some of the people I've worked with, and some of our really good friends out there, every year I'm just like, oh my god, we get to work with each other again because it's just so good. Like it's weird, but there's nothing more better than hearing someone scream and panic for their life. It's amazing. And when you've got the right person with you, it makes it even better.
I've kind of got it in my head now. It's kind of like I can imagine it like a wrestling show card where things are just being played out and it's building and it's building and it's building. You're pulling in the audience. So I can imagine like a handful of you, where one of you or two of you are just kind of like building it up, just winding them up a little bit, just getting them closer to the edge, until like the last person just basically goes makes them pop kind of thing, and you just get that scream. But it's like it's a collective effort. Everybody's just wound them up enough just to that point of bursting.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, like for every scare maze that I've done, and for every scare maze that Alton Towers does, there's always a clear story. The further along you advance through the maze, you'll learn the story. The actors tell the story, yeah, and then obviously you've got your big finale at the end. I don't know. Someone could be shooting at you. Someone could have a chainsaw coming at you. Anything like that. So yeah, it definitely is that. I mean, not everyone in the maze is working together. Like it's the scenery. It's the different rooms that tell the story. The actors are just there to fill in the gaps as well, I guess.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've been to Alton Towers for years. I need to go back. It's just making me want to go back even more. Shout out, obviously, to the mention in Nottingham as well. Anybody who knows me knows I'm a Nottingham boy. So I always love to show love to my heartfelt hometown, as opposed to obviously living in Yorkshire right now. Not to besmirch Yorkshire people or Leeds in general. I love you all. Don't hate me. So what was you doing in Nottingham then? Was that like a uni thing, a college thing? I'm guessing a uni thing.
No, it wasn't.
Oh.
It was actually kind of an apprenticeship course that I was on. This is very strange, and everyone will be shocked by this. Like, probably shocked because I've never told anyone. I think that probably the only person that knows is Liam. But I spent from the age of 16 till I was 19. I spent my time in the funeral industry.
Wow.
And I worked in Nottingham. I was supposed to be on a 4-year program, to which obviously I didn't complete because I'm here now. But yeah, and I worked for all of the big companies.
Wow. Oh yeah, there you go. So yeah, not what I expected, but still.
Yeah, see, no one ever expects it, and they're like, people either are kind of just like, oh, or they're like asking a million questions.
Well, I might ask you a million questions at some point if I see you face to face about it, but it's not what people are watching for. So that'll be between you and me for a conversation another time. But yeah, you know what? I like different. I like to be like, yeah, I respect that. I'll give that little nod, give you a tip of the hat. But obviously, then you came back up north, hitting up pursuits. So obviously, seen you on the in-house shows. Seen you at 5-star as well. How was that? How did that come about? Kind of thing. Well, let me reword that because I like to sort of say it in a different way. Obviously, when you're on the in-house shows at Pursuit, that's that's your safety net. That's your school. That's your house. How did it feel getting the booking outside of your house, kind of thing? Just getting that first booking from another promotion. They're paying you money to come and take a slot on their card. They trust you to entertain the fans.
I got booked on the same day that I was in that 4-way match.
Ah.
I was originally going to meet him, the promoter, anyway. That's what we planned. We were going to see what we could do on future shows and stuff like that. And the triple threat that was with Nikki Starr, Dan Robertson, and Carl Lawson. We didn't even talk about that, but he just said to me, "Do you want to make this a 4-way? Do you want to be in the title match?" And I was like, "Absolutely, yeah." I'm a sucker for multi-man matches. Love them. And then it just happened from there. Had a solid debut, and now I'm there on the 12th of October.
That's quality. So always lesson learned as well. Always make sure you got your gear with you, which obviously you did. So the amount of stories I've heard where somebody just rocked up, they're giving somebody a lift, and the post like, "You got your gear?" And they're like, "Yes, this is my bag in the trunk. All right, go on, let's put it on. Let's get you on the show." They're like, "Yes."
Absolutely. It doesn't matter what show I go to. I always bring my gear. Always.
That's awesome. But how did, obviously, so it was kind of like out of the blue. You didn't get a chance to get nervous about it or hyped about it, kind of thing. It wasn't, you didn't have days or weeks to anticipate. You literally turned up, right, put you on a show. How did it feel afterwards? Did it kind of hit you? Was that moment of realization of being like, shit, I'm not at pursuit?
Yeah, I mean, it felt really weird because I was like, "Oh my god, this is great and this is amazing," but then I'm like, I'm really out of my comfort zone here because I don't know these people, I don't know this crowd, but then again, that was kind of like the push for me to be like, right, 100%, 110%. I don't know anyone here. I've got to prove myself, and I've just got to put on a good show.
Again, I'll tip my hat because it's one of those sink or swim situations. Basically, that's the best way I can pilot something in. It's like somebody's just literally picked you up, thrown you into the fucking pool, and it's like, right, you either got to swim or you got to sink. I said you didn't have that time because I know some people, they'll take a booking and they'll go on social media, they'll go on YouTube, they'll look at some previous shows, they'll see what works for the audience, what doesn't work for the audience. They'll do a bit of research. And as you sort of said, you just turned up and it was like, okay, I'm literally going in blind. I don't know what the fans are going to react to, what they're not going to react to. So is it just a case of just going out, like say, yeah, just do what you do and trust in yourself?
I'm so sorry. The dog thinks it's a good time to play. No, it's not. I'm so sorry. Carry on.
But I can't annoy me. So yeah, it was obviously you just went into it and it was just kind of like they say you must. It was just a case of having nothing but trust in yourself to be able to go out there and be like, right, I can't do anything different. I just need to go out and be me, kind of thing. Do what I know, and hope it gets that reaction, kind of thing. You hope the fans connect with it.
Absolutely, and obviously in that match, obviously Carl Lawson, who trains at PPW, he was in there. I was excited to work with him. I said to him I've wanted to work him for a while. He still currently holds the openweight title. All I'm saying is, just watch out, man. You watch yourself because I mean, at the end of the day, anything can happen in a multi-man match. When it's a one-on-one, when it's just the two of us, who knows? So I'm just putting that out there. That's the first time I put the feels out there, but we'll see.
We love Lawson, just to put that out there as well. Absolutely love the guy's pieces. It's amazing. And yeah, you're holding that belt. But like you said, in a multi-man match, Lawson doesn't need to get beat. You don't need to focus on him. You can focus on the next man or, team up. It's the unknown entities of a multi-man match. So I'm interested. I'll wait for that match to be announced. If it's a one-on-one, you know what? I'll be excited for that as well because I think it will be like a David versus Goliath kind of. Lawson's a big boy.
I mean, as well. I mean, the heavyweight champion of FCW, Kemper. He's also been on my list for a very, very long time. But that could be sooner than we think. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, you're aiming. You go for the big boys, aren't you? You're not sort of starting off.
I ain't scared of anyone. Like, I mean, I'll absolutely destroy anyone that's the same size as me. But anyone that's bigger, like, that's just an extra challenge for me. But you know, I'm not gonna. I'm not one of them that'll kind of stand in the ring and go, "Oh, someone's bigger." Nah, they're getting melted. I'm a springy boy. I don't go down easily. Big people go down like a sack of shit.
A springy dude, that's a t-shirt right there. Springy boy.
Springy boy.
A springy boy. Oh,
Exactly. And you know what? A big sack of shit like Kemper, he will go down easily.
bro. Can't be, I just said bro. I'm turning into fucking Russo. Don't call Kemper a big sack of shit.
If he goes down like one, then that's what it is, unfortunately.
Bro. I've done it again. Fuck. Oh no. I'm not touching that with anything. I'll discuss the springy boy. I think we need to talk to Fast Count about getting us. I know they're obviously working on something at the minute anyway, but I think we need to follow up and just have a springy boy t-shirt at some point.
Oh yeah, well, I'll keep that in my head. Actually, I never thought of that. I always call myself a springy boy.
You've got like the Air Jordan thing. We'll just need a silhouette of you with like a fucking Zebedee spring or something at the bottom.
Absolutely, yeah.
Air Warner or springy boy. There we go.
Oh.
But yeah, no, mate. I'm just totally. I'm going to clip that though and fucking put that Kemper comment on. I'm highlighting reading that. That's going to be one of the clips of this episode. So I apologise, but Sasha's accused me of stirring shit up, but that's too good to pass on. But yeah, quite so obviously pursuit. What else is there? I don't want to talk. I don't want you to name promotions because I kind of caught myself doing that. It's a black move. But what's kind of out there? Are you obviously, dude? You're still fresh on the journey, so you've got all this stuff ahead of you. And like I said, with your athleticism, dude, yeah, you stand out, kind of thing. So I am thinking, over the next 12 months, we're talking now. If we did like a follow-up episode in 12 months' time, I'm going to be thinking like, oh, I remember seeing you on dish. I could reel off like various different promotions to you. Are you kind of got that momentum? Do you kind of, obviously, I know you've got the confidence, but are you looking like over the next 12 months, mate, your radius is just going to expand?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know if you saw it. There was the last match I had against Najay, which was the I Quit match. Fast Count had shared a post that Tidal Wrestling had put out about who do you want to see on our show soon, is it? So they shared it, and I actually only found this the other day. I never knew this was even tweet. I don't use Twitter at all. And they said, "Oh, we were very impressed by Marshall Warner this past weekend. He's definitely one to look out for." So then PPW shared it and then put Marshall Warner is one to look for towards the end of 2024 and next year. So next year is definitely going to be a big year. Like ever since I left my last job, I've pushed like socials, especially before I got hacked. But I gained a decent following, because me and social media were a bit like, but I'm getting used to it. I'm always finding stuff to post. I'm always bigging other people up on my stories. I'm sharing people's stuff, and that's what I like about like the wrestling community. Everyone shares each other's stuff. But yeah,
I think it's a lot more positive now, especially like you say with Instagram and stuff. It's just so easy to share somebody's story. It's so easy to kind of like just be like, look at this person. It puts you in a good light, makes you look good, but it's also tells the team to you, and it could be like one of their fans who then sees you, and it's like, it's just a random set of eyes could just unlock something that you never thought possible, kind of thing. It's just really surreal to me sometimes.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, and you know what? I will give credit to him. The first 2 in-house shows that I did, God, I feel awful saying this, but Jebus wasn't there. The first one he came to, and he made me that first reel. That was like a real confidence boost, because obviously no one had made a reel of me before, and to see myself, where someone's made the time to edit a match that I've been in and make it look good, I'm like, shit, like, wow. And that was like a huge confidence boost. I mean, obviously I don't give a shit now, because he's given me that base already and I don't need him anymore, so
Just punch him in the face, Porsche. There we go.
exactly. I mean, did you see his eye like a week later?
Oh, yeah. Okay. That was your.
Absolutely.
He tried to pass it off as he just woke up, and it was, bit.
Kind shit.
Okay. That's even more dastardly. How could you do that to kids? Shocking. But yeah, that's the thing. You sort of say late 24. Yeah, 25. I'm not going to repeat myself, but I think next year, dude, as I sort of said, in a year's time, we'll talk, and it'll just be, I'll be reeling off these promotions. I just think, there's no ceiling kind of thing. I think, you can go as far as you want to go. You've got the motivation, you've got the confidence, you're in the best place to do it as well, kind of thing.
Absolutely.
In my opinion. I say this all the time, not to besmirch any other school. I know there's a lot of good schools out there. But pursuit is pursuit for me. You've got Second Pursuit coming up this weekend. I was hoping to see you kicking about. Are you having words with somebody and sort of demanding, you're going to pull an RVD from ECW Barely Legal and be like, why am I not on the card?
Obviously, I'm not going to say anything. I might be on there. Who knows?
Good. Are you looking forward to it though, even just as a fan? Just being in house. This is your house that's putting something like this on, and it's amazing. The amount of talent they've got coming in, the people that are going to be walking around the facility. For you, it must just you must just be able to just sit there and just soak it in, kind of thing. The atmosphere is going to be electric.
Absolutely. I mean, when they did First Pursuit, obviously I was still very fresh, like I'll say, into my own journey. So, and watching the place that I train at the time put on a show like that, which I thought was great, I was like, oh my God, like the talent that comes out of this place is unreal. Obviously I'd not really seen much of that yet. I'd not been to any of the in-house shows. This was the first time I've really seen people like on a show. So this year, it's just going to be even better. And then next year, if it happens again, I don't want to kind of sit back and be like, you know what, I really can't wait to see what these guys do. I want to sit back and go, I can't wait to see what I do.
Bosh, that's it. And obviously anybody knows Pursuit knows, like I say, they've got these collaborations overseas. They've been to different countries, they do like the tour kind of things. Obviously that's got to be on your radar. Is there any sort of countries, if they announced, we're going to go to Belgium, we're going to do a show in Bruges, and you'd be like, yes, take me kind of. Is there anything that's on your list? Any countries you want, like Germany? I know obviously the
Germany.
rest.
Yes, absolutely Germany. I love Germany. Germany is a lovely country, and I love it. But in fact, I don't say that just because I love the country. Like, take me anywhere. If I get the opportunity to go anywhere, I will go anywhere.
Nice. Even Wales. Sorry, that's just my. I've just.
I mean, I guess so. Yeah.
Sorry, that's my own self. Disclaimer: I'm a quarter Welsh. That's just me being gnarly at myself. I'm not trying to offend the Welsh. But yeah, that's the thing. I think you've just got these opportunities that are so available, or will be available. You're going to do. But yeah, the whole title thing. I think it's a good time as well. You're kind of hitting it at its peak, where there's a lot of good promotions out there within quite a close radius, especially in Yorkshire. Where I think if they start coming, you'll kind of get that domino effect, where like sort of said, you'll be at one promotion, then a bit another promotion, be at another promotion. You'll start word of mouth, and I've been told it's all about networking. Obviously you're finding that out right now, kind of thing. You've got to go out there, get your face seen, get talking to people, and just put yourself out there.
Absolutely, yeah. some of the promotions that I've seen, I've seen Rise, I've seen Planet Wrestle. Like Rise is one of my favorites. I love going to see Rise shows, mainly because I'm an absolute deathmatch maniac. But then I go to Planet Wrestle and the family shows, and I'm like this is hilarious. This is great. Like I still love that stuff. But Planet Wrestle's great. Rise is great. Title's great. FCW is great. They're all great.
True Grit as well. Just gonna shout them out.
True Grit, yeah. Sorry.
Sorry, as we spoke, I'd be amiss not to mention. But yeah, obviously I know. But yeah, oh dude, Rise. I mean, is that something you'd be interested in? Swinging a light tube, or are you kind of just more of a fan of watching and not participating? Is that something you could see you doing?
If someone came to me and said, "You Jebus deathmatch," absolutely, I would swing him left, right, and centre.
Dude, that's an horrific thought.
I would make him bleed from every angle possible.
Dude, that's mate, just like even thinking about that is just gnarly. Right, so you would be up for a deathmatch at some point, though, even with or without Jeeves. Say somebody came back, like, you know what, Marshall Warner, Lou Nixon, no rope.
Lou Nixon, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. That's another thing as well. Like, I've spoke to Lou before about this as well. Like not about doing like deathmatch kind of stuff, but I've always said to him, come down to the PPW, let's work, and he's been up for it. So
I think you'll have to get behind Skylar on that one, though. I think she's got his number first.
Yeah. To be fair, I spoke to Sky and I was like, you know what, I'll leave it for now. But like I said, he's not on my radar. You
got that big. No, I'm not even finishing that sentence. You got the big dude that you mentioned earlier, and I won't say what you said because I'll be guilty by association for saying it, even though I'm just quoting.
The big sack of shit.
Planet Wrestle, though, that's an amazing shout. I could see you working Planet so easily, kind of thing. I think that's definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if that's something that I saw at some point, over the next few shows.
Maybe soon.
Oh, dude, that'd be amazing. That'd be so cool. I mean, now that Wiener's gone, it's kind of there's a spot available.
Well, don't diss my Wiener.
That's why winner, Mr. Quinn.
Winner.
He's the winner. We love him.
That's what I thought. Thank you.
Hopefully he's doing awesome. Hopefully he's doing good down in Kamikaze.
Yeah, in fact, that reminds me. Me and him are off to CWE. We are tag teaming in a tag gauntlet for the new tag team championships, October the 26th.
That's Blackpool, isn't it?
Fleetwood, yeah. It was the show that was supposed to happen in July, and that never happened.
So will you be going up against the gauntlet thing? So obviously, Posty Malone, the Fiery Delivery are also in that match.
Oh God, yeah.
Dude, oh mate, just imagine you and the Quinn versus Fiery Delivery at some point. That would just be that'd be very, very cool. Yes. I know you do obviously.
It depends how far we get in the gauntlet. It depends. Who knows? I mean, obviously, the Quinn never loses. So if I'm tag team with him, then I kind of hope it's already settled that we're going to win. So say hello to new tag team champs.
But Blackpool, obviously, that is a massive box. Again, I don't know. Obviously, people got boxes. I kind of just presume. But Blackpool comes with its own history, its own legacy, its own kind of just wrestling awesomeness kind of thing. You get to wrestle anywhere in Blackpool. That's got to be a massive sort of confidence kind of thing. Be like, you know what? I'm wrestling in Blackpool. How cool is that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but this was the case of someone going, "Oh, we're doing this. Would you like to be involved?" kind of thing. It wasn't like a direct booking. It was like someone that saw that potential and went, "Do this. It'll be great for you."
Yeah, but again, though, they saw that confidence. So, I mean, that's kind of, that in itself is a massive confidence boost kind of thing. Somebody seen, I guess that's what I kind of always kind of try and get my head around, again, from being this side of the curtain kind of thing. A wrestling show's only got so many matches, so many cards, so many slots, so much availability kind of thing. And as a promoter, there's such a wealth of talent out there to try and pick from. I mean, if I'm a promoter, if I'm a wrestler and a promoter comes to me and says, I want you on my show, that to me is just like awesome. I mean, there's a limited amount of slots. They trust me to entertain their fans and make them want to come back to the next show.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's the best feeling, especially when you go backstage and the guy that's booked you has said to you, "Great match, well done. You put the work in there." Like that. That's all I want to hear. Obviously, I want to hear every single negative. Like, I would much rather hear the negatives than the positives. Obviously, I appreciate the praise and all that, but the negatives is obviously where you build off, and that's what I want to know.
Yeah, I hear that a lot, kind of thing. Obviously, as long as the negatives, it's constructive. It's kind of, it's done in a manner where it can help you to, you don't want to just say, "Nah, that was shit." Like, okay, why was it shit? What could I have be constructive about it? But yeah, you're not going to learn unless somebody points stuff out, kind of thing. That's like Gung Ho mentioned ages ago, like about Sean Only basically tore one of his matches apart. And it was just kind of it felt kind of harsh at the time, but then he thinks about it, it's like, oh, the dude was being constructive, and it actually gave him a massive kick up the arse to be like, right, okay, let's do this kind of thing. So yeah, don't just say yes to people. Don't just be full of praise, because you don't get any better.
Yeah, exactly. And do you know what? It's not even the case of like talking to the promoter as well. I'll always ask like the people in the crowd, but what did you think of the match? And I'll always say, give me your. Don't be like, oh yeah, it was great. Just because I'm stood in front of you, be honest with me.
How do you find that though? Obviously when you're working on the character, I mean, most of these places are you working? Obviously, I've seen you pursuit. CWE, are you going in with the Quinn? There's got to be that kind of cocky heel confidence kind of thing. So I'm guessing you're going to be going in kind of heelish.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We are both very cocky people. So.
So after the show, though, I mean, are you the kind of, again, kayfabe? Because I know some people can just come out after the show and be, just turn it off and just be, martial kind of thing, and just talk to people and be like, yep, awesome. Where some people are just kind of like, Sash, for example, any fan goes to talk to Sash. He's done it to, you'll appreciate this. He did it to Jebus. Jebus went up to him at a show one time and he just said, fuck off. And Jebus literally just walked up and kind of he's just in character, and he's just like, it cannot be seen, to not be Sash. He is Sash kind of thing. So I'm always curious as well after shows. Some people do, some people don't.
It's a tricky one because yes and no. That's a good question.
So I did.
I would prefer yes, only because this might be just me being petty. I think if I come fully out of character, like at a show, people have seen this absolute knobhead, that I am in the ring, and then I'm dressed normally, I'm ready to go, I've got a suitcase with me, and then like, oh, he's a nice guy. It kind of, I don't know, I just feel like it dismerges what I've done that day. Like, I don't want people to think of me, oh, he's a really nice guy. I want people to be like, he's the biggest twat to ever exist, and I hate him. My goal is to make someone leave a show, walk out.
Dude, that's old school heat.
I don't want people to boo me just because I'm a heel. I want people to hate me. I want people to have a genuine dislike for me, like a genuine dislike that they just end up liking me. Like it's that kind of relationship. I mean, it's a bit like Jeeves. I know he hates me, but I know he secretly loves me as well.
Love to be hated, so hate love kind of thing. It's like, damn it, I want to dislike the guy, but he's just so damn charming.
Yeah.
I can just imagine you having to run out after a show with like a fucking blanket over your head or something, just being taken straight to the car and driven off just in case you get murked or something after a show.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously, when we go to Blackpool, I think me and Quinn need to be a bit careful. I think they're going to hate us that much that they are going to hunt us down after. And it doesn't surprise me in a place like that.
They're either going to be jealous or full of admiration. I don't think there's no in between. They'll either be in awe or just jealous, mate. So
Jealous because we're going to be carrying the gold. So
there you go. You see, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be awesome. I didn't know about that, so I'm pleasantly surprised to hear that. Because again, Blackpool box ticked. Hearing you're teaming up with Quinn as well, mate, I'm excited for that team. I think that's going to be a lot of fun to see. Will it be the first time you guys have teamed up, or have you done it kind of in pursuit? Have you kind of worked on a few things?
We have done it in pursuit. We did it on an in-house show. That was the first actual tag team match I'd ever done. I was very nervous. Like multiple matches, single matches. I'm like, right, okay, I understand. Tag team matches have always really confused me. Like I can be in there, and I guess I can do it. But at the same time, I'm like, oh my god, what is going on? It's just one of the things that I just can't get my head around.
I don't know. I thought you'd enjoy just being stood on the ring apron for a little bit, just being able to, insult the audience for a while.
That is one of my favorite things. But being able to interact with your tag team partners as well, I always feel like that's my favorite bit. And I do think me and Quinn have a lot of chemistry. We are really good pals. I love the guy. I love watching him perform. Like, he's the one guy that just makes me howl.
Nice. Well, I'll keep your eyes open for that match. Hopefully, I'll get to see some footage of it. I'll see what's going on because, I say you two guys, I think that's going to be an interesting tandem, and I would be surprised if I see in other places as well, kind of thing. Because I said, are you open to? I always like to ask people, especially if I know they work singles and they work tag, what do they prefer? Because for me, tag team wrestling offers something very different to just singles. You got more options, you got more moves you could kind of do. There's that whole collaboration, and you've got the hot tag spot kind of thing. If you're the face or if you're the heel, you've just got that joy of cutting off the ring, and just beating them down kind of thing. Have you got a preference yet, or have you kind of got? I know you said you don't really get it, but are you kind of warming to it? Would you like to do some more tag stuff?
Absolutely, yeah. I do want to develop that because as much as I love like singles matches, multi-man matches, I do like the thought of having that someone by my side and we're like, right, we're gonna smash anyone who we come against. It's as simple as that. And there are some great tag teams like in the UK scene. But I think for the singles, the reason why I prefer that is mainly because, I am just the GOAT. I don't care if there's someone by my side or not. I don't care if I'm in a handicap on a 1-on-3. I don't care if I'm 1-on-2. I'll destroy anyone. I don't care how big you are. I don't care if you're a big sack of shit.
Dude, I'm just, oh mate, I'm at some point that match graphic is going to get uploaded. I'm going to lose my shit. So we've got Blackpool being ticked off. Obviously, like I said, Fight Star Pursuits. Is there anywhere, not promotions, as I said earlier, I don't want to be that guy, but areas you want to work? I know Scotland. We sort of. So I know I said about going over to other countries with Pursuit, like Germany and stuff. I don't count. I know Scotland is another country before people go at me, but it's just part of the UK wrestling scene for me, kind of thing. So, but Scotland's got like a really strong wrestling history as well, kind of thing. That's got to be sort of on the list, I would have thought.
Absolutely, yeah. I love Scotland as well. But before I start kind of like venturing out, I mean, if someone came to me tomorrow and was like, "Come up to Scotland, come to Germany and wrestle," I'd be like, "Absolutely." But I do want to establish myself like in my home ground first. All those promotions that are in Yorkshire. I need to be getting on them. I need to show my face, and I need to show people who I am, what I'm about. So that's the main goal at the minute.
Understandable. So I'm just kind of like I keep forgetting, you're not that far into the journey kind of thing. I'm just talking to you, and the confidence is there kind of thing, and I'm like, in my head, this dude's been on for years. I keep forgetting.
Right. I mean, like when it comes to the confidence thing, this is what I want promoters to see. Again, not to drag my own arse, I do feel like I've got a lot to give. I do feel like I'm quite creative, sometimes a bit too creative when it comes to like some of the things that I come up with are just not physically possible. Like I'll bring this idea and I'm like, oh, should we do this? Should we do this? Should we do this? And they're like, that is not possible. But yeah, that is one side I do want to show off to people is that, I have got a lot to give off. And that's all I want to do. I want to prove to everyone like who I am.
Again, can't fault you for it, but like I say, it's just like we were talking about it earlier, with the freaking rope to rope thing kind of thing. I would just put it out there, but I can just imagine you're the kind of person I would love to be around at a training school kind of thing. Because I could just you could always sort of thinking it over, always being like, right, well, can we do this? Can we do this? Can we do this? Right, this might not be doable, but this must be doable kind of thing. I'll compromise. I'll try and be a little bit more fucking sensible, but let's do it kind of thing. I can just imagine it being really contagious and people being around you being like, right, fuck it, let's just do it. Come on, let's give it a try.
Absolutely, yeah. Like I'm usually the kind of person that if I've done what I need to do for that night and I'm quite happy, every once in a while I'll go dives, suicide dives, over the top. And then the mats come out and then we're just doing dives.
That's awesome. Obviously, they got that. Oh, dude, that's quite scary though, because obviously I know they've kind of got the big ass crash mat now. So that means obviously higher dives.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I've always said for so long, like you saw the video where Will Cruz jumped off the top, like pretty much the top of the building onto the mat.
Yeah.
That is something that I want to do on a show without the mat. I am absolutely certain that will happen eventually. If it's a multi-man, like get me up top of there and I will jump off onto everyone.
You're the kind of guy who goes into a building and sees a freaking balcony, aren't you? And you're like,
yeah, I'm the kind of person that'll go to Paris, look at the Eiffel Tower and be like, swanton.
I need about 60 people, but yeah, I'll be fine.
Yeah. They'll catch me, it's fine.
Height, velocity, gravity, make it 80 people, sort of.
It's really weird though, because like I'll be out and about, like I could be on a walk with my partner, and literally I'll see like a bench, and I'm like, moonsault off that. I see like a high wall, and I'm like, I'm gonna backflip off that. I never do it. She's like, do it then. I'm like, no.
Give it for later. Just saving it. Just building it up. That's quality though. That's the thing is, I know they've got a freaking. Dude, they've got a drone. They could do that and easily film it. It'd be like some crazy ass freaking Matt Hardy kind of,
Absolutely. Like they need to bring that out on the shows. It'd be great.
Oh, man, again, this is what I was on about. I'm not even in the room with you. I'm kind of sat just talking to you through a screen, and I'm already kind of like getting hyped. I'm kind of like, you do this. You did it earlier. I'm just like, I can't even imagine being in the same room, like in a training session, and just be like, on it. I can imagine you trying to get Axel to do freaking swantons or moonsaults or things like
that. Absolutely, yeah.
That's awesome. But again, just kind of the excitement levels of it is just. So when you first, obviously, like you sort of said, when you got into the wrestling, kind of rewind a little bit, you had that athleticism. So you went into it kind of, because again, some people go in not really knowing what kind of style they're going to work, what they're able to do until they actually try and do it kind of thing. Some people go in being like, yeah, I'm going to do all the flippy shit. I'm going to be a springy boy. And they get in there like, nah, fuck it. Let's just do ground and pound, technical chain wrestling kind of thing. So you went in there with that mindset and was just like, yeah.
I mean, I've always been quite athletic. Like I know I've always been a really flexible person. Like I know I can move. My time at Alton Towers prove that.
But if they're doing that and they're just climbing on that turnbuckle for the first time and then just kind of,
yeah,
it's-
I mean, like, even for someone like, obviously, when I first walked in, I was like, I want to jump off there. I want to do this. I want to do all that. Getting up there for the first time is terrifying. It is scary. But the best feeling is when you've done it. Like we always say to each other, just do it. Just do it. What are you doing? Just do it. Stop being a little bitch. Just do it. And then, and do you know what? It's actually a great confidence boost. And you do it, and then you're like, damn. I mean, it was like the Logan Paul 180 moonsault. Like, I was scared. I think I was mainly scared of just falling backwards and like onto the mat. But then when someone goes to you, just do it, and you do it, and you're like, yeah, solid.
Dude, I would have been scared of my foot slipping and me crotching myself on the top rope.
Yeah.
That unfortunately would be my being like, nope. Go get me a cup and I'll try it. I ain't risking. Nope, not happening. Because those ropes aren't soft. It's just, I think, the future is bright for Marshall Warner. I think, again, I keep kind of saying, I'm kind of forgetting how long, you've been here for. You've hit the ground running. I love the confidence. And I think that's half the battle. You've got the networking down because you've got the confidence. I think I've always sort of said I would suck as a wrestler. I would not have. I know I do these kind of things, but I've got the safety of through a screen. Face to face, I suck. I'm not the guy that talks to people. I don't engage in conversation. I think you've kind of got to have that ability just to be able to walk into a room and own it, kind of thing, or at least pretend like you own it. You've got the confidence to be like, I'm bricking it, but I'm not going to let anybody fucking know I'm bricking it.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, I mean, confidence is key for me. It's something that I've not always had. So when I did find it, I keep hold of it because you've got to have it. If you don't have that confidence, then without sounding harsh, you're not really going to get far. But when you do find it, you'll realise how much of an effect it does have.
Mate, that's awesome, and kudos, for finding it as somebody who never did, kind of thing. Lawson as well, though. I want to see you and Lawson in a match. I just want to see you fight everybody at the minute, kind of thing. I'm just that hyped on talking to you. I was thinking, right, you can have a banging match with them. After Skylar's done with Lou, mate, you against Lou Nixon in a death match. I'd like to sort of see some aerial stuff mixed in with a death match. I don't think that's something you see very often, actually. I think there's a gap. The death match stuff seems to be just the big boys, doing the death match stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I see that all the time, especially reels on Instagram. You just see like some big blokes just whacking each other with light tubes. With me, like I've said this to many people. I don't care how. I'm not the biggest dude. I'm 5'8", right? Like, I'm not even like that big when it comes to being muscly, but I'll do whatever a big guy does. I can show myself off as a big guy. I've got the confidence of a big guy. I will step into a death match with the biggest dude on the planet. I don't care. I will get battered 100 times with a light tube. I don't care.
It's the true definition of the saying goes kind of thing. It's not the size of the fight in the dog. It's the size of the dog. I've totally fucked that up. It's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. In those kinds of.
But as well, this is why I love wrestling bigger guys. I feel like I've got more to prove. I'll take on any big guy, as I've clearly stated already. And any big ass guy out there, I don't care if you're from PPW, I don't care if you're from any promotion or from another country. If you want to wrestle, let's go. I will accept anyone.
I think as well, we talked about earlier about you working heel kind of thing, and I love you've obviously got that cocky, heelish, characteristic kind of thing. But you're also very true with what you say, which is kind of very face in regards to you've just got that, like, I don't care who I fight. You know, I'll talk trash about them, but I'm not backing off. I'm not being a coward. I'm not going to be sort of, you know, a twat about it. You want to fight? Let's fight.
Yes, but I might talk the talk, but whatever happens in the match is another story.
There we go. Dastardly deeds to get the upper hand. So, but yeah, I just think it's so cool.
The clues, like it's in the name, volatile. I will do anything to win a match, whether it be a fair game, whether it be cheating. Not that I cheat, obviously, but you know, anything to get that upper hand. And the best thing about it is, whoever I'm against never knows what's coming next. They will never ever know. You know, people in the crowd might think, "Oh, he's going to do this next." Absolutely not. Shut up. No one has a clue. I don't even know what I'm going to do next. It just happens.
Dude, quick question then. I'll let you get gone. It's time. But I've talked to somebody about this the other day, and it's the difference between working face, working heel. I was watching an Eddie Guerrero video, and obviously, you know, anybody who knows me knows number one, best ever. I'm not even going to have a conversation about it. Eddie is the GOAT. But my other half pointed out, you know, I was watching something like, you know, his top 10 best lie, steal, cheat moments, lie, steal, cheats. And she was like, he was a good guy, wasn't he? I was like, yeah. Well, sometimes he works both kind of thing. But a lot of these clips were when he was working face and he would cheat to win a match. And she's like, how did he get away with it if he was a good guy? I was like, because he joined in with the crowd. You know, he'd give the crowd a little cheeky wink or smile after he did something. I was like, when you're working face and heel, it's weird. I've just noticed while watching a lot of stuff, it's not what you do, it's what you do after it that determines whether you're heel.
I mean, like, bit of an insight. So when I was like kind of coming up with what I was going to do character-wise, it was pointed out very clearly by a couple of people. You do all these great moves, but I can't help but cheer for you. So I went, do you know what? That's a good point, to be fair. And also I spoke to Liam about it, and then I thought, and I've seen clips of people doing it. They'll do like great moves, but it is exactly what they do after. Like, you know, you do a move, but then you doing something, I don't know, putting the middle finger up to the crowd or something. I don't know. That's just like the cherry on the icing.
That's it. Because I know there's always that mindset of like, you know, baddies shouldn't do, you know, the high spots because they should be trying to pop the crowd. I get that logic, but in the Eddie kind of logic, it's not what moves you're doing; it's what you do after the moves that makes a character kind of thing. Like if you hit somebody with a steel chair and then just, like you said, stick fingers up at the crowd or something, that pisses the crowd off. He's a heel. He hits somebody with a chair, looks at the crowd, gives them a little cheeky wink and a smile.
Yeah, it's completely different. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to be fair, I love the big pops from the crowd. I want the crowd to worship me. Like, I want them on their knees for me. Like, obviously, I want you to dislike me, and obviously, I want you to hate me. But, like, I'm not one of them heels that, you know, will come out and be like, oh, screw you all, don't talk to me. I want you to worship me.
Everybody look at me kind of thing. Yeah, no, that works.
Absolutely. All eyes on me.
So why would you not do the flashing moves? Why would you not sort of try?
Exactly.
But you've got that satisfaction of being like, I know you all hate me, but you're fucking cheering my shit, aren't you?
Exactly. Like, I know you hate me, but you love what I do.
Yeah.
And that's what I love so much. Like, knowing that people are going, oh yeah, he's a spring boy, he's really good. But you know what? He's still a massive twat.
I love it.
That is a win-win for me.
Yeah, no, that fits perfectly, kind of thing. It's the perfect reason to be a heel who does the awesome stuff, because it's just, I can do it because I can, and you can't. So fuck you all.
Exactly. Like, I'm not gonna not do moves just because I'm a heel. Ridiculous. Like, you're not gonna see a springy, athletic person like me not get off the top rope 100 times in a match. Come on.
Dude, I totally agree with you, but yeah, I totally understand. I get that logic. I love that mindset for it kind of thing. I sort of say that's the thing about wrestling. It's kind of selective. Some people will argue this, some people argue that. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying they're right. I think it's fun to talk about it kind of thing. It's fun to talk about the mindset, the mentality of it all kind of thing. What works, what doesn't. Dude, it's been an absolute pleasure. Let people know where they can sort of find you, and obviously watch all the amazing, awesome things that you are doing.
Absolutely. Find me on Instagram. I'm only on Instagram at the minute. My new Instagram, let me just point that out. Because unfortunately, Instagram have not got rid of that old account. So if you see an account with weird stories, please do not acknowledge it. Follow my new account, which I'm sure you will tag, won't you?
Well, indeed, Mr. Marshall Warner .WRWR.
Marshall.Warner.
Marshall.
Yes.
There we go. But yes,
I have a different profile pic on this one now as well, so it's very easy to distinguish which one which.
there we go. Our boy Ash on Insta will obviously get that tagged tomorrow when the episode goes up. He will, obviously, he'll be in contact just to make sure everything's all good. As always, we're on Instagram. We are. Ash is at WTLS 316. I am on Twitter at WTLS420. We're on Facebook and stuff like that as well. Obviously, hit us up there. If you're watching this video, hopefully you already are. But as always, thank you for watching. Hit like, subscribe, share, comment, do all the generic stuff I always ask. We will see you again very soon. We've got the 200th episode coming up at some point, and I will be joined by Jebus. So I'll be nice to have a little rebuttal, and
Why am I not on your 200th episode?
Because you're on the one before it.
Why?
Because I'm trying, dude. I could not sit here and just listen to you and Jeeves go. So I was like, right, I'll get you on first, and then we'll get Jeeves on afterwards, kind of thing.
Well, maybe you should have done a special where, like UFC pre-fights conferences. Maybe you should have done that.
If the fight ever gets announced, I will do. I'm not hyping a match that hasn't been announced.
Yeah, but he's not going to step in the ring with me, is he?
You might find a representative. You might find someone to step up. I don't know. Sort of.
He could do.
People who knows people, mate. Some people are very grateful for these reels. I know Nudge always gives his camera a little kiss. So it might be you two going at it again. You and Najee just having a rematch.
Who?
I mispronounced his name, haven't I?
Who?
Najee.
Who?
Dude, I fucking thought I was second guessing myself then. I was like, you know who? Did he not beat you a few weeks ago?
Come on, he strapped my foot to the rope. What was I supposed to do?
To be fair, yes. Okay. Fucking dude, that's how low a confidence I've got. You literally question me on saying somebody's name. I'm like, fuck, I've said this name wrong, Anna. Shit. But no. So if that ever gets announced, we'll call it a Work the Left Side exclusive. We'll have the pre-match hype. We'll I'll get some skills and do some weigh-ins, or we'll do some training montages. Get you running up and down some stairs. Get Jeeves running up and down some stairs. It'll be
absolutely.
But,
also mentioning AJ, big up to him, because I know he has he's got TNT upcoming as well. So big up to him.
There we go. Wow, there we go. Big him up. See, it can be nice sometimes, dude. Thank you for watching, obviously. And we'll see you again very soon. Goodbye.